ready to go whenever. We're going.
Oh, we're going.
We're recording up in this bitch.
Hello.
Boyd.
Boyd.
What's up? What the fuck's up? We're back.
Yes, this is Technically Human podcast.
Bet you thought you found us on SoundCloud, huh? Not anymore.
Yeah. Wait, I don't want to say anything bad if we're not. Are we against SoundCloud now?
No,
or?
I just got thrown off. So I just found out that there is a upload limit on SoundCloud. So our 2 podcast streak is come to an end.
It was a fun run.
It was a good run.
That was a fun little. I feel like we really did something.
Phil, we made a friend in Rose Nesbitt. Gonna miss you, Rose. Hope you stick around for when we figure it out.
You're right. It's like falling off of your bike, like at your driveway.
I'm gonna do this. And then falls right over. I feel really bad. Rose Nesbitt probably doesn't care at all. Hasn't listened.
We care about you though.
But the fuck thing is, they're never gonna know what happened.
But we should find.
We should figure out a way and put a 2-minute thing up. It's like, Rose, this is specifically for you. Come back
we'll
to the
start
channel.
a manhunt for this one.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Hello, how's it going?
Technically Human Podcast, episode 3.
The beans.
Not the beans.
This one's also the beans.
I'm the one tiling this shit, so I don't think it's ever gonna be called the beans.
We'll slowly find out who's in charge by what this podcast is called in a year. And I'm betting on the beans.
Dude, it's gonna be a channel awesome of sorts, where it's just a complete implosion within the first year.
Oh no.
Complete implosion.
Well, what is this, week 3 and we're already off of our platform?
Yeah, we're.
We already stopped a little bit.
So week 3 we've been kicked off of the original platform.
Yeah, dude. What a great start. I love it. I've never felt better.
I feel like
there's nowhere to go but up, literally.
We've had the best week for production, but for our personal channel, it's just been absolute chaos.
Yeah, love it.
We've had a super busy month.
We have.
How many things have we shot this month, Allie?
So it's 3 now.
3?
So
4?
4.
Technically.
Soon. So it was. We did. I have my handy dandy calendar here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's
calendar time coming up, guys. We're flipping through the pages
of
time.
Calendar, get a calendar. They're amazing.
And if you're not gonna do that, we'll just take your fingers off.
Wait, what?
What's on the calendar?
All right. On the calendar, we had the Michelle shoot at Second Bar.
Mm-hmm.
That one was really, really cool, and we got some awesome food after that.
Yeah.
Then you had Mary's first debut entertainment video of ours.
Which will be coming relatively soon.
Yes. Relatively soon is the biggest guarantee we've made so
It's
far.
going to be... I'm not even going to say the title. No one's telling me not to say the title, but I think it's going to be a fun little thing if I don't say the title.
So why not? We're just not going to tell you. And then coming up, we have a shoot at Foreign and Domestic.
Yep.
That's another one of the Dish and Dames.
Dish and Dames episodes coming at you.
Yeah, and then we had the Lulu Fest shoot.
Which was super fun.
Oh, man.
You want to talk about Lulu Fest for a little bit?
Let's talk about Lulu Fest. So, the most amazing people, Peggy and Susie, just so nice to us the whole time. And we're just like, well, here's what we're doing. It's the second time we've ever done this music festival. Lulu Fest, by the way, is a music festival for the blues, jazzy, rocky people in the area, and it's specifically focused on female leadership in the music industry, which I feel like is such a really good way of saying that, because they don't mean that men aren't welcome, and they don't mean that men aren't ambitious or creative or overcoming anything when they go into everybody's got their own beef, but this is something saying if you have a female in a leadership role, we'd love to showcase that, and we'd love to show you guys off. And that's kind of the whole point of it. So it was really cool that there were bands and there were men and there were all this different stuff. The focus, though, was on the female leaders and the singers, and there's this really amazing drummer there from New York, and so many cool instruments, just really good music. It was a cool night.
Yeah, I super enjoyed it. Definitely stressed out going into it, because this was technically our first big-ish production as a company group of people making videos. Because we had a 3-camera setup. Yeah, 3-camera setup with DIT, and it doesn't sound all that complicated, but it was our first festival. And it was cool to see everything get pulled off. Everyone did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get to do something with them again next year if they do Lulu Fest again. But yeah, so it's just been an absolutely insane month.
A little bit.
For the both of us.
Yeah, that's not even the extent of it, because I don't think I even brought up the AI Austin Film Festival.
Yeah, that's going to be happening soon.
Also, yeah, that's going to be happening also Tuesday, and that was really cool because it's turning into a bit of a snowball effect of we're working with someone who hears from someone else that there's another job, who is friends with someone else who has another job, and they know someone who's been looking for someone to do something like this. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool to see it's starting to kind of build itself. And like this, it's pretty fun.
Which if you think about, and this just sounds like we're just patting ourselves on the back, but I thought this process was going to go a lot slower than it is, because this is like the first 3 weeks of us doing this.
Yeah, I guess.
And we've already had like all this other shit going on, and it's been awesome. But all this to say, it's like super cool to see everything going, being busy.
Yeah. It's on one hand, it feels like being continuously dunked underwater.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you'd get bored without it. So.
That's true. We'd probably go absolutely insane. We'd be like, why are we getting any work? But
oh yeah, we will be insane when we're 26 or something, and God. Life is not like. I'm scared for the day that I'm not under fire, because what is life going to feel like anymore? Is it just going to be numbness? Like, what's it going to be like when I can always pay rent?
Yeah, that's what it's like when you go on like The Sims and you're like, you just put that like, was it Rosebud cheat on and get all the money, and it's like, well, then what the fuck is the point of anything anymore if I'm not going to be stressed out and crying every night?
The whole point was to lower my quality of life. And that is not why I'm in the film industry. I don't know why I'm in the film industry.
But yeah, all that to say,
we're super lucky to have the people that we're working with, and we're super lucky to have the people that are helping us on all the teams. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Tyler.
Bang, bang.
Shout out to Avery.
Bang.
Not that he's helped us with a shoot yet.
Yeah, he'll help us with a goddamn thing.
Avery's a nice dude, and I appreciate that he's my friend. So
I appreciate. I don't know Avery all that well, and nobody does. But just
a lot of people that I've put in I put in your path. I'm like, oh, meet this person, you'll like them eventually.
Well, the funny thing is that we went to a school, or I went to. You're still going to a school that is like
humble brag.
Yeah.
I went to.
I did the bare minimum and graduated. Oh, look at me. But
and you're still in school.
But like we have like these people that we're in classes with like for months at a time, but like have no idea who they are outside of school or whatever. That was us for a while. That like we had gone to school together within like the same classes for a solid like year before we even like said a word to each other.
Okay, but to be fair, I just thought you were too cool to ever talk to.
Which is funny.
I was like, DJ's I was like, I don't know what the right term is for this, but I was like, DJ is not here to make friends with anyone. He's not here to talk to anyone. He's got more important stuff to do. I'm just never going to talk to this guy.
I mean, to be fair, I was on that fuck everybody train at that point in time, so you might have been right in that regard.
It was pretty funny to hear your side of it. Was like, I didn't care if any, like, I didn't care about it, talking to anyone. I didn't care if anyone liked me or anything. I just wasn't interested in that. But in my head, I was like, man, DJ's just so far ahead of us. He doesn't have to worry about making friends. Like,
he's so far
ahead.
He's
not even kind of concerned with like the 4 hours he's spending here.
Well,
that's pretty cool.
I'm just gonna break down my experience with this place real quick in the most bare bones fashion. I transferred to the school that we both went to, and
Are we not naming it?
No.
All right.
Because just in case I want to get salty about it. But it was a thing of like I transferred there, and I was supposed to graduate a year prior to when I graduated 2 to 3 years later than I was supposed to.
Wait, how long did you spend all together in school?
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, about 5 years. Around 5 to like a little over 4 to like under 5 years. So at year 2 or 3 when I'm supposed to be graduated, I'm a little upset all the time to be at this place. And I'm also having things going on outside of this place that is like I'm being kept from because I have to go to this place. And I'm just like, at that point in time, you were probably right to a degree where I was like, I wasn't angry at the people, but I was angry that I had to be in the building.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing that's kind of important without naming names or anything is DJ had other very in my opinion, very high class jobs, like very cool jobs.
I was living my best life.
You were. You had some of, like, every time we talked to, like, the work that I was doing at the time, which was almost nothing. Like, really hard to call it almost work. It was my second year in college. I was not there for, my main focus was not education maybe at the time. So the stuff that I was legitimately putting my heart and soul as much as I could into were just not turning out to be good products. And DJ's over here, like, had this amazing internship where people knew his name and, like, actually had a little bit of an online persona at a different job for a little while and, like, has been through all of these steps and knows more about it. And we're just kind of over here like, yeah, I mean, it'd be really nice to do that someday. That's pretty cool. All right, well, I guess done talking to you, DJ. Like, I got nothing to say to that.
It's just, well, it's funny because, like, when I got here, my main objective, because all the stuff that I did within the first 2 years of me being here was so based out of fear completely.
Oh, wow.
That I was just like, it was completely out of fear. Because, like, so I got here and I'm like, all right, well, I'm not in Illinois. I got to make this shit work right now. And I got my first internship because I still listen to the show, but I used to listen to it super heavy. Where I listened to the show and I heard that they got an intern, and I was thinking about, like, applying for that position, which they hadn't had an intern before. This position, so I was like, oh, I'll apply to that. And then I saw someone was like, oh yeah, we just got an intern. I was like, oh shit, fuck, I gotta do something now. I was like losing my mind.
I've got to be an intern or my life is useless.
Well, essentially, where I was just
bad
like,
news, kids. If anyone is still thinking that, you'll feel even more useless after an internship. Your confidence does not go up.
It definitely depends on your internship.
Okay, true.
But it was a thing where it's like, all right, I gotta do this right now. So, like, I went down there and I was like, hey. First of all, I went on, like, a show, like a live stream that they were doing for South by, and, like, it was really fucking weird because I had listened to these guys. Like, I could say the name of these people, Double Toasted, super amazing people over there. But I've been listening to these guys where it's like for like 10 years at this point, like since I was like 8 or 9. So I was super pumped to do an internship for them. I was like, oh fuck yeah, this is great. But anyway, I go down for the South by thing, and I go on the show because they're just like picking random people from the audience. And, like, they had me do, like, this freestyle rap thing that, like, I barely made it through.
Oh, no.
But apparently it wasn't terrible. Okay. I didn't do a terrible job. But it was a very strange experience to be like, imagine, like, you're hanging out with Dan Harmon, right? Or going to a Dan Harmon show. And he says, like, all right, come up on stage. All right, now do this, like, crazy thing. Also, hey, how you doing? Where it's just, like, it was just such a bizarre experience.
Wait, I'm so confused. Were you interning or were you in the audience?
This was me in the audience. Okay. I asked to intern later that day.
Oh.
And that's how I got the internship.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, and it was also a day where I almost died of a nut allergy.
Oh.
So it was a pretty bonkers day.
Yeah, this is pretty... yeah. Did you do that to get the internship? All right, you have to have this internship. But first...
I swear to God, I'll eat the nut. And that's how I get all my internships.
Oh, God. We'll eat nuts for internships.
Listen, man, it's all out of fear, man. All out of fear and
That's
desperation.
how bad it is.
But anyway, just all that, and then the internship I got after that was, like, completely based off of, like, that's how I got to Austin initially, where it's like, yeah, so, like, I had applied for an internship at this company beforehand, and I was living in Illinois at the time, and I got an email back, and we were emailing back and forth for, like, a day or so, and it was like, okay, we're gonna do this thing or whatever. I forgot to email, like, one thing within an hour. And then they just stopped.
Shit.
I know, right? And I was like, fuck, shit. But then, like, it put me in a position. It's like, what was I going to do? What was I going to do to get this? I live in Illinois. What was I going to do for this internship? I was just going to move, like, the week of. But, so, like, I vowed to myself, I was like, all right, I should probably, like, live in Austin next time I apply for this internship.
Everyone knows. Austin, Texas.
Oh, yeah. Oops. But, so, like, I move here, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I applied for it randomly. I got it. It was all luck.
No, it wasn't random, DJ. You're good at what you do. Shut the fuck up. It makes me mad. Because DJ is legitimately good.
All right, that's enough.
That's the scary part about
cutting all of this.
All right, shit. DJ's the worst, and we all hate him.
There we go. I'm boosting that audio.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, it's like, all that to say is that like the only reason I did what I did in the position I was in when we met is because I completely shotgun approached everything that I did, and I feel that might be a thing that more art students should be doing.
Yeah, okay, exactly, for sure. That's, this saying all I did was this, I think that's very like cool, because what I did was my parents were like, you have to do college, and I was like, are you sure?
Do I have to though?
Can I just skip it and like already be a tattoo artist? Because that's what I'm going for.
Right.
That's all the reason I'm living. Like, because I was 17.
That's the coolest thing you can think of.
Yeah, and that was legitimately the only thing I knew I liked was probably tattoos at the time. So I was like, so I toured different places, and I was kind of just looking for an art school to learn how to draw. And then one of them was like, oh, well, you should try filmmaking, because you've literally tried writing scripts before, and I don't understand why you haven't thought that you could do it for a job. And I was like, I guess you're right. I could try that. And then I just got like slowly but surely got more and more into it. And then then I slowly decided to like go to college. It was a process of convincing.
Yeah, well, the college conversation is completely another time, another place. But
right.
Like it gets frustrating when you are in that environment and you see a lot of people like, oh God, I wish I could be doing this right now, or I wish I was doing that. It's like, you can. Just like, obviously there's limitations and all that, but like figure out a way to do, if not that, a version of that. And like, because I see a lot of people just like, they just go home and they just like, like smoke out and like just play video games and like do all this other shit that's like not what they're going to school for. And it's like, if you're going to school for this, wouldn't this be a thing that you like doing?
Oh yeah,
in your free time, like. Yeah,
but like, I think it's so inspiring and so cool when I hear these people that are like, oh yeah, I absolutely loved. I have been trying to hold a camera since I was 10. I've been in love with this production company since I was 14. Like, those origin stories are so cool to me, because I did not have that feeling at all, man.
Really?
I don't even really think I have a favorite movie. I just haven't answered because people ask that question too much.
Which is what?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, nice chance. I love
a
that
damn good movie.
That's a real good movie.
I would say it's my favorite movie if I gave a shit about movies, but I haven't seen enough to say, like, that's my other thing, is I don't think I've seen enough movies to like accurately say that's the best one out there for me,
right. Well, let's talk about that, because like I've been thinking about this recently. Okay. Because like I give you shit sometimes for not seeing movies. Yeah. And as does everybody else. Yeah. But like you consume a lot of media. Oh yeah. That is not movies.
I want to write for TV. Like, ultimate goal is I would love to grow up and write for television. Right. So I watch more television.
I like to grow up in their 20s. I would like
to grow up. No, I'm not grown yet, DJ.
Still going.
I still got time before that burden is put on me.
Dude, 25, you're gonna get another 2 feet. You're gonna be a big kid.
I'm gonna finally get my adult form.
Yeah, your final form.
Where I don't look 12 anymore. It's gonna be awesome.
Me too. Me too. It's coming, right?
Right.
But sorry, anyway, you watch a lot of TV. You want to write for TV.
Because I'm more interested in the formats for how TV works. I think it's so interesting to be forced to make an arc every 30 minutes or every 15 minutes or every 45 minutes, depending on the TV show. Having to make that arc while also making an overall arc for the TV show, while also thinking about things like what seasons are going to be out, what moods people are going to be in, how people are going to consume it. Like, there's so much to TV, and there's so much when it's done right, that it's like, I feel the build and everything is so much more, I feel it more in TV shows than I do for movies. When I watch a movie, I'm just like, okay, well, that was a good spent 2 hours, I guess. Right. Like, I don't think I've ever walked out of a movie and been like, my life is different now. But I have watched TV shows and been like, I don't know if I'm going to be the same after this.
For sure. Yeah. And plus too with the, I've heard with the CW writers that like they write from like not episode to episode, but like in 5-episode chunks where it's like when they start the season, the whole story isn't completely written. And like they have to keep up with that and like write from like week to week or at least month to month or something like that. And that's like really fucking crazy to like be like, it's like, oh, I'm going to make a season of the show and it's going to be great. I'm also going to write it as it goes along. Oh, gosh. Which is like, what? Yeah. And then you have to deal with like the idea of like, oh, actors leave. you know, and then like things change and like all this other stuff. I have a big respect for TV writers because they do go through a whole lot.
Yeah, and I'm that's kind of along the lines of like torture that you're willing to put up with. I'm aware that that's insane and that's an insane schedule to go by. And I've listened to a lot of podcasts with TV writers where they're like, oh, I'm so busy right now. I don't have time to eat or sleep or do anything. I'm just standing at my desk all day. But then, like, a week later, they're like, well, my show wrapped, and now my life has no meaning, and I've watched every show on Netflix, you know?
Yeah.
Because their brain doesn't stop. It just keeps going. And, like, I don't know. I think that's so cool and such a, like, awesome way to live your life is just always, like, biting that bullet and taking it and, like, I'm going to make something come hell or high water. Excuse me. It was just really, really cool.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, where was this from? Why did we start talking about this?
I remember I started off with hate.
Do you have a favorite TV show?
Do I have a favorite? Well, I do, but I'm going to exclude them because they're wrestling. What is my favorite TV show? I guess Community's up there. Community. What's an? Oh, you know what? Fuck it. It's Boy Meets World.
What?
Boy Meets World is my favorite TV show of all time.
All right.
Hands down.
All right.
It's completely nostalgia based, not completely, but a majority nostalgia based. Because it was like one of the first shows I ever watched as a child. Because like the last 2 seasons aired when I was like 3 or 4. So I just remember just being at my grandma's house and just watching it all the time.
Yeah.
But then I went back, like they used to show it on ABC Family all the time. Now Freeform.
Yep. Shout out.
Bang bang Freeform. But yeah, RIP the Harry Potter marathons, by the way. HBO's got that now. No more Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring, summer, and any other holiday marathon.
No, because HBO doesn't exploit any of their stuff for
they don't do it like
marketing reasons.
They don't
it's
do
not
it
like it's not like we even know what HBO does, right? What are their shows again?
I swear to God, you ever come at me like that again?
I swear to God, there's probably a shirt that says HBO on it. Like,
yeah,
they probably just sell HBO shirts.
They don't fucking marathon things. Allie.
Allie. All right. This is a different topic. Continue what you were saying.
But Boy Meets World, it was a show that I watched at several parts of my life and got a different thing out of.
Dude.
Yeah.
I would say my number one TV show, like, I won't defend this against someone who says I'm wrong, and I definitely won't stand up for, like, necessarily, like, it's not revolutionary, but it's Scrubs, because it was like that's where I learned insults. That's where I learned like how to stand up for myself. That's where I learned like so many essential life things. It does the cheesy lesson thing. It's got bad stuff, but like it just goes so long of like it makes me feel like whatever age I am, and it makes me feel like it's helping me through any time. And I feel like that's something that a movie can't accomplish as easily, is just like
it's not enough time.
A visceral love for like the existence of it and the what it does to your life and how it impacts you at a time. And I don't think TV shows or I don't think movies can easily reach that.
Yeah, it's like you said, like it's possible for a movie to do that. I just think it's not nearly as easy because like a TV show has like years, if not decades, but like a decade.
Shout out to Supernatural.
You guys want to wrap shit up or something? What are you still doing?
You ever thought about quitting?
You ever thought about not doing that anymore? I don't know. That show's fine. Jensen Ackles was the best Red Hood, so fuck it. It's okay. But
they make good beer.
Yeah.
Have you tried it?
No, I have not.
Business. I got to try it at South by Southwest.
I was going to say, it's local here, isn't it?
It's the new brewery. I don't remember which one did it, one of those beautiful boys, but they made a beer called The Family Business.
Uh-huh.
Quite delicious. Aftertaste is not amazing.
Okay.
But that's beer.
Yeah, I don't like beer overall, honestly. Right. It doesn't have the best taste to it.
I feel like it was pretty good beer, though.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
But yeah, no, with TV, it's just to go to the Boy Meets World thing. Like when I was a kid, the reason why it's my favorite show. When I was a kid, I watched it, and they're like these kids in high school or whatever, and I was like, oh wow, I really want to like be like them and be cool like them. And then like I got to high school, I was like, oh, these kids are like losers like me. Cool, I'll be a loser too. That's great. I relate to that. These people seem fine, and like I had like a similar like life to the characters because I had like a cool best friend named Sean that always got me into like wacky shit.
That's the only difference between you.
Yeah, and only difference.
Boy Meets World.
We both had afros.
Hey!
But so I was like, oh man, it's cool that my life is reflective of that. And then like I'm watching it now, like as someone who's like older than the characters are in the show at that point in time, and I'm just like, you little dumbasses, what are you doing? Why are you doing the things that you're doing? This makes no sense at all. And I love that. I find it hilarious. Like there's an episode where Corey and Topanga are gonna like have sex at prom or something, or like that's the like the theme of the episode. And then like they rent a hotel room, but then they rent a hotel room right next to their parents that also got a getaway for that same hotel room. And there's a scene where the dad walks in on Topanga, who's, you know,
what?
And then Corey walks in on his mom, who's also pregnant at the time, I think. And it's like the most uncomfortable shit in the world. It's like, if you little horny motherfuckers just don't stop it. Corey is a horny bastard. And I will say that full stop. And I understand that it's problematic.
How did their key cards work?
There weren't key cards. Oh, okay. Just walked in. Or, they just walked in.
All right, now listen. I'm going to go buy a condom. I need you to sit here, super sexy, just lay out, be ready for me.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I walk through that door, you're going to get it, hun. So just stay right there. I'm not going to lock the door. You'll be fine.
Well, he's getting ice.
Ice?
Yeah, I don't know why he's getting ice. He's getting ice.
That's so dumb.
But anyway, like I have such an emotional attachment to that show because it's like fulfilled me on like 3 different levels in life, where it's like before I was like admiration and then like relatability and now entertainment. And it's just like it's just very interesting that TV shows can do that sometimes.
Oh man.
What would you say? What's your show? Scrubs, you said?
Yeah. I'd say Scrubs is probably my number 1. That's the one I can probably like still put on, even though I've seen every episode at least 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I can still put it on and like legitimately enjoy myself. I find it funny, and I love how far they'll take a dumb joke. I can't tell you why. Like that's probably influenced me so much as a writer. Is like just taking one dumb idea and running with it for way too long. Like Dr. Cox calling him girl's name or a girl's name or a different girl, like Leslie. Just like everything else, like that joke goes on for so long, and then his ranting insults. Oh man, I love the idea of just somebody always having the time to sit down and tell you why every fucking thing is terrible today. Like, and just the commitment to pulling that bit. And then they did the musical episode. They did a musical episode.
That was a thing for a while.
It was like they just go so far, and I like it. It's got so much heart sometimes.
It's got so much. Yeah, there's a lot of. I like shows that have heart because Community is the same way, where it's Community will be telling you like a super funny joke 1 minute and then just have like a heartbreaking scene the next, and it's like Dan Harmon has got to get his shit together, but boy, that guy knows how to write a show.
And we're definitely qualified to tell him that.
Yeah, Dan Harmon. Don't you want to listen to me, a 23-year-old starting out in the business?
I know you're asking for our opinion right now, so here it is.
I respect you and I love you very much. I'm very sorry to hear about Rick and Morty. Even though the Friends kind of ruined it a little bit, and I'm very sorry about that too.
Okay, but that was one of my favorite things on Harmontown recently. He was like, he said something like the world wouldn't run if everyone was a Rick Sanchez or something like that. And I was like, thank you for being aware of that, because your fan base is not, and you've done a bad job of teaching them that, but it's okay.
No, because that's not on him, because they had the first 2 seasons and everything was fucking fine.
But if you believe in moral philosophy and then you make a TV show that completely contradicts it, like, you can't still stand against your own philosophy that's been created by your TV show.
Maybe, but like also it felt like, and this is a completely different subject entirely, but like it felt like the first 2 seasons existed and then it got popular, and then all the people that thought they were smart and heavy air quotes, hear this, intellectuals started getting on it, and they're like, oh, I relate to this character because he's an asshole. It's like the same people that love The Dark Knight.
I'm too smart to talk to anyone, and I'm too much of a genius to ever explain anything.
Yeah. Exactly. And those people are literally the worst to be around. They are we were at a party with one of them recently, and it was not recently, but like a while ago, and it was one of the most cringy, like he was like telling girls, was like, yo, get me a drink, and like oh, da 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 da, and he was also like trying to hit on this one girl there, and it was just like, dude, can you like stop? Can you please knock it the fuck off?
What a buzzkill! Like,
And it's like people like that completely ruined that fan base.
Yeah, and that's also hilarious that you're like, I love pointing out when people can ruin amazingly fun things. Like the fact that you remember this party because some guy fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
Like there was a party made. People spent money on like, you know, drinks and food and like having people over.
Yeah, it was an event.
There was a time put forth towards making this happy moment, and you had to stick your fucking dick in it and make it this shitty man, fuck that guy. I don't even know him.
Yeah,
I don't know him. Where is he at?
I don't know. I try to stay far away from him.
Right.
You got any topics?
I've got quite a few this week.
Okay. I got 2.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I've got it. All right. So I've got one that you don't want to hear.
I got okay.
Just let me know when you're ready for that.
Should I do mine first?
Go
and
ahead.
Then you do? Okay.
No, go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out, because they kind of go into each other. All right. You know what? I'm going to say this. I don't remember if this is exactly the one, but Screen Rant, you need to fucking stop. All right? Because I've been seeing a lot of shit on Facebook that I'm not happy about. Okay? Have you seen these like top 25 like photos of such and such?
Photos?
Okay. So like what they do, and I think they do it through The Gamer, which is like a weird ass site to begin with. But they'll post these like top 25 lists on Facebook, and it'll be like 25 fan art pictures of like this random thing.
Yeah.
Like one of them, I shit you not, this was the title. Top 25 pictures of Kim Possible, Raw Unstoppable doesn't want you to see. And it was just a bunch of like weirdly sexy pictures of like Kim Possible. And it was just like, and they all involve Kim Possible that I've seen so far, which is very strange because I think the internet knows I'm a Kim Possible fan and they're trying to get in on that.
After you.
They're coming after me specifically, and I do not like how specific they're being about it.
That's weird.
There's also a lot of them like, oh, check out these Disney characters if they were pregnant.
Ew.
And it's like there's a picture of like Ron.
Well, I guess that's not you. I'm sorry, pregnant people.
Ew.
Sorry.
It's more ew to like the art that they're like the weird thing that they're doing.
Yeah, more
to
that
it.
someone get. Why would you draw that? Is the question.
I get why, but why is it being top 25 on my Facebook feed?
Why would you draw 25 times a character pregnant?
Oh, that's the thing, is that they're not, these aren't their drawings. They're all like Tumblr fan art that they're taking from.
Oh, so I'm guessing there's no credit given to the original artist?
I've seen credit. I think they're crediting them to a degree, but it's just like, who is this for? Who is this for? What's happening here?
That's kind of more what I meant.
Yeah, there's a picture of like Ron, and he's like in the center, and on the left is like Shigo, and she's like rubbing her like pregnant belly, and she's like, oh yes. And then Kim's like in the doorway, also pregnant, like coming in real mad at Ron, and he's just like, oh. And I'm just like, and they actually have captions for them too. It's like, oh, you wouldn't believe the scenario that Ron got himself in when he cheated on Kim with Shigo.
Ew.
And then she got pregnant, kept the baby, and now Kim's finding out about it, and it's like, what the fuck is happening here?
That's literally not what any of those shows are about.
Insert
Gross.
the filthy Frank, it's time to stop meme right here.
I thought you were talking about the Screen Rant YouTube channel though.
No,
have you ever been subscribed to them?
Oh, it's fucking terrible.
I stopped a long time ago.
You know what's really sad too is I used to like them.
Yeah,
I used to like that channel.
Did you like it? Like, was it like about 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Yeah, about 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, back when it was legitimately like, oh, I don't think I know what that list would be. But now you see a list and you're like, all right, well, that's like this person, and this person. You're gonna try to say this person, but that's not true. Like,
and not to shit on other YouTube channels because you know it's a space, but like I'm only okay saying all this because I know exactly what they're doing, and I know they know what they're doing, and that's what annoys me. Is that it's the fact of like legit they'll have the same fact on a list like 4 times a week.
what?
I can't tell you how many times I've seen oh, did you know that in Frozen, when Elsa's doing the Let It Go song, her braid goes through her shoulder or some shit? And it's like shit like that where they repeat, like, did you knows, like, all the fucking time.
I hate that.
And
I hate that so much.
And they'll use, like, those weird, like, sexual, like, thumbnails, too. It'll go on popularity. So, like, a while it was Frozen. Then it was that, like, picture of Mrs. Incredible with, like, the leg thing. Or, you know what I'm talking about from The Incredibles?
I think so.
Where she's, like, breaking into the lab, like, that scene. It's like, oh, top 10 things kids didn't notice in Disney cartoons or Pixar cartoons. And it's It's stuff like that. It's like, oh, can you please stop? Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I just feel like they don't care anymore, and they're just using it to make money, which is fine because, fuck it. People got to do that. But at the same time, it's like, oh, God, I used to like you.
You know what? Props to you guys for getting out of bed every morning and probably looking in a mirror somehow, because I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, I tell you,
that's what I had to look forward to in a day.
You want to know a cool alternative channel, though?
Sure.
Screen Crush.
Screen Crush.
Screen Crush. Shouts out to Screen Crush. I love their stuff.
You've got a crush on Screen Crush.
I've got a real big crush on Screen Crush. But, yeah, their stuff is really cool. They do, like, this, I think it's Screen Crush, the Did You Know the Difference? Where they take, like, the movie of, like, a property and take the book and then, like, do, like, this video, like, comparing the differences between the movie and the book.
Oh,
and
that's pretty cool.
They do it in a really, like, cool way, and I don't know. I really dig them.
That's cool.
I'm verifying to make sure it's Screen Crush that does it, because I'm pretty 90% sure.
Right.
But I just want to make sure.
A little fact check real quick.
But, yeah, I don't know. And then my only other thing. Huh?
Your only other bean?
Not only other bean.
It's
not
it's
bean.
A little bean of information.
It's
right,
not.
DJ?
It's not. Was how much I love Disney Channel movies.
Oh.
I love Disney Channel original movies.
I liked the first one I saw, but once the second one was exactly the same, Can we talk about the format of Disney Channel movies?
Do you want to fucking excuse yourself for a second? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I was. Oh. All right, Do you want to pro and con this? You want to have like
absolutely.
Here's 5 uninterrupted minutes of why it's a good idea to watch those movies.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, you go first. I want to know what your fucking malfunction is.
All right. So somebody with 2 friends exactly likes doing a thing and supposedly has been good at doing it ever since they were small. And also one of their parents is super amped about them doing that one thing. But then they try a different thing.
I need to interrupt real quick.
Sure, go ahead.
I fucked up. It's Cinefix is the channel that does.
Cinefix
is the channel. Screen Crush is also cool, but Cinefix is also a really cool channel that does movie analysis and like comparison videos.
That's cute.
So sorry, just wanted to get that out there. Cinefix.
No, I like that. I like
Apologies.
that Cinefix. Like, we're gonna fix cinema.
And they do. All right, sorry.
No, it's cool.
Go ahead.
No, it's a good reason. So then they try this new thing, and they've never tried it before, but somehow they were born amazing. Because as long as you're just naturally talented, everything's gonna be fine for you. So then they start working really hard at that other thing, but somehow they're also managing to be really good at the first thing, if not slightly slacking over time, like they're handling both, but like maybe they're just not showing up to the other one enough, or like not really giving it as much, and someone's like, what's the matter with you? You're not doing this like you used to do it. Don't you love doing this thing? And it's like, okay, yeah, Dad, but like, geez, I've just always liked doing the other thing that I just now tried doing. And then they're like, well, you're gonna get a scholarship though, and you're gonna do this forever, and you're so good at it. Like, why would you give up? And it's like, I'm not giving up. I'm learning who I really am, Dad. And then they go and they have the day where like somehow the entire school just took a dart and threw it at a Thursday and was like, let's make every fucking thing on that day. That's gonna be prom. That's gonna be the final basketball game. That's gonna be the final football game. That's gonna be the ice skating competition. That's gonna be the underwater basket weaving competition. That's gonna be everything on that day.
Okay.
And so everyone must choose at the ripe old age of 16 what they're about and what they're fucking leaving behind in their childhood years. So they must make that choice. They make the choice for what they truly love. The person comes around at the end who was against it and is like, you know what? I think I can find a way to like this. Or they help them complete the goal. It was that way in that cooking one, the dad is like, what can I do? And he's like,
oh, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, do you mean?
Go chop that thing. And everyone's like, is this against the rules? I guess it's not. It's his dad. It's too cute.
I do like kids movies where it's like they don't have set rules for anything. Like that's how Air Bud was as well. It's like, well, it's not in the rules to have a dog playing basketball.
I guess we didn't specify that.
Which is so bizarre. It's like, I mean, you could just make a rule right now saying that the dog doesn't play. But all right. First of all, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off is an amazing piece of cinema. Second off, I get where you're coming from. But there's a lot of diversity there. You ever seen Mask of the, Phantom of the Cineplex?
Yep.
That one's pretty good.
That's some pretty classic Disney Channel there.
Oh yeah, I'm talking
I'm
like
ta-
90s.
I'm talking. Oh,
I'm talking
old. 2000s.
Oh, I wasn't
when we
there
were
for,
alive. DJ.
I wasn't there for. Dude, I would cry. I straight up cried at a Disney Channel movie once. Have you ever seen True Confessions?
Nope.
It's a movie with. I probably talked about this before, but it's a movie with a girl that I do not remember her name and a baby boy, Shia LaBeouf. And the movie is about.
This is why you like Shia LaBeouf.
Dude, Shia LaBeouf's a good dude, all right? He's a good actor, and I've never disliked him in a thing. So.
Yeah, but you still haven't seen Nymphomaniac, have you?
I don't need to see them.
Yeah, I think you do. It's a movie that I've seen.
Uh-huh. that's our, like...
That's an exclusive list there, sir.
Jesus! Oh, sorry, I almost knocked everything over. I'm so sorry.
Guys, the Zoom recorder, if you know what that is I don't know what size that would be.
About the size of a phone.
It's like if you smushed a banana like a quarter of the way through, but it like rotated 40 degrees and DJ acted like it was on fire.
Well, it fell over. It fell
it fell
off
like,
another
guys,
Zoom recorder.
It's an inch and a half that it fell.
I did.
It quotes fell.
I like our little bit of quotes. But okay. What was I talking about?
Sorry.
Which movie? True Confessions.
Sure.
So it's about this girl that's a filmmaker, right?
Oh,
cool. Relatable.
yeah.
We all like that.
I love it.
So, like, this girl's a filmmaker, and she's got this contest that she's going to enter, and she has to make a movie. And win the contest, you got to make a movie, blah, blah, blah. So she decides to make it about her brother, played by Shia LaBeouf, who has a mental handicap of some sorts. And he's just really an endearing kid. He likes playing magic. He likes doing all this and all that. And then there's a scene where, like, I forget the sister's name, but, like, she takes him to the park. And, like, he's doing magic, having a good time. And he does magic for, like, these kids. And they're like, oh, hi. Check out my little magic.
I'm imagining a baby with Shia LaBeouf's face.
His adult
Grown
bearded
man
face.
Shia LaBeouf. Like Shia LaBeouf from the Indiana Jones movie.
Well, he doesn't look that different. Just forget that he has scruff and that's essentially the same face. But, so, like, he's doing, like, this little magic trick. And he's like, oh, hi, guys. And then, like, they're like, oh, that's really cool. It'd be a shame if someone bullied you right now. And they take his hat and they spit in it. And they put it back on his head. And then they chase him, like, throughout the park into, like, this library where the scene ends with him, like, crying in this library, like, hiding from the people that are going to beat him up.
Says,
and he's crying, and he's just like, where's my sister? Where's my sister? And I swear to God, it's the saddest shit in the world. It is so upsetting. This is the kind of personality he is.
Can I say, I'm sorry, I remember watching that as a kid and thinking that was, like, the saddest thing I'd ever seen, like, on Disney Channel.
Tyler is in the room, and he just wanted to say that he is also personally traumatized by that scene.
Listen.
That scene specifically in the library made me really upset as a kid.
I don't know if you can hear Tyler, but he is saying it is very upsetting as well, because it is. We're going to have a fucking movie now where we watch True Confessions.
No.
Yes.
No, okay, there's so many movies that I haven't seen that we don't have to go through the bad ones. I can now skip that part of my life.
The fuck out. It's not a bad one. We're not watching Brink. We're not watching Johnny Tsunami 2. All right? This is good classic cinema.
All right, continue, please.
But I'm saying that's a good movie. You got Don't Look Under the Bed.
Was she into any other things?
The sister?
Yeah, how'd that story end?
She wins the contest because she did. Originally, it was a story about like how her brother's so fucking annoying, and then it turned into a story of like, oh man, I love my brother and he's really cool.
I'm gonna make a whole video talking about why you're a piece of shit.
Well, it's because of cool. Also, another fucking cool movie. All right, so what was I about to say? I'll finish that one first. What did I just say? I've forgotten. What was it? Oh, Tyler, what's that movie with the best friend from Even Stevens and then Beans? Or no, not Beans. The little brother from Cat in the Hat. No, Corey in the House.
I was thinking about Corey in the House. That was my shit.
I forget, but there's a movie where like the best friend from Even Stevens like has this huge like quarter collection or something, but then like he's like going off and he gets like grounded because he left his brother at the mall, and like he collects this one quarter that essentially like sends him to another dimension where his brother like didn't have him as a brother, and he's like super famous, and he's like trying to figure out like how to get his brother back to his right time and dimension.
Why?
Because he wants to get back to his own damn dimension. Is that too much to ask?
He's famous at this one.
He's not famous. His brother's famous.
Oh, his brother's famous.
His little brother's famous.
Well, then kill your brother.
Then it's another dimension. Rules aren't applying to you. Kill your brother.
Then go back to your dimension.
And then I'm going back to their dimension.
His fortune.
But I'm just saying there's a lot of... Don't Look Under the Bed is what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen Don't Look Under the Bed?
No, I have not.
It's a good movie. Don't Look Under the Bed.
Just getting movie shamed in this podcast.
I'm pissed off. But Don't Look Under the Bed is about like... It's like a murder mystery essentially.
Ooh.
Where you've got like this, again, young lass. You got this young lass and she used to have imaginary best friend, right? And then like they stop believing in their imaginary best friend.
As you do.
And then the boogeyman shows up and starts causing havoc in this town.
How old are they when this happens?
The girl is... They also have a little sibling that also has a imaginary best friend. But this girl is like 15.
Oh.
Like mid-high school.
Yeah.
So, what was it? So, like, if I remember, it's been years since I've seen it. But like, the boogeyman shows up and like this girl gets the help of her little sister's or brother's imaginary friend to fight the boogeyman. Because magic must fight magic, obviously. And then it turns out that the boogeyman is actually the forgotten imaginary best friend of the girl. Oh, no. And when you like forget about your imaginary best friend, you turn into a boogeyman, and that's what happens. And the SFX makeup in this is legitimately terrifying for a child.
Oh gosh, you should have led with that, man. That's my...
Yeah.
Come on.
It's good stuff. I'm just saying, Disney Channel used to put out some bangers.
Okay.
High School Musical is not that bad either.
Halloween Town.
Halloween Town, another banger.
I liked Halloween Town. I won't stand up for High School Musical ever.
Have you watched it recently?
I don't think I've watched it all the way through. I don't think I can sit down for that long.
High School Musical is hilarious. They have a whole song and dance about how they don't have songs and dances.
What?
Yeah, remember in the second one where it's like, I don't dance, I know you can. I don't dance.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If I could do this, then you can do that.
Yeah, the baseball like flirt scene.
Yeah.
I've seen GIFs. That's enough.
Have you seen the little thing at the end where it's like they switch clothing?
Yeah.
But
It's like when Lando Calrissian is wearing
Oh,
Han
yeah.
Solo's outfit.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's like the cuter version of that.
I would like to know why that happened.
It's because they fucked. Did you watch all of Star Wars and didn't know
did.
that Han Solo is
When?
like bisexual? Like,
When did they fuck?
that's why he can land his ship at his place. That's why he betrayed him, you know? I mean, come on.
But like he was frozen
Come
from a...
on. You can't just show up. Who would give away Chewie if they weren't fucking? Come on. You don't give away a Wookiee to someone that hasn't seen you naked. Come on.
I feel I'm gonna make that the thumbnail of this podcast. That quote: "You don't give up a Wookiee to someone who hasn't seen you naked."
It's true.
It's true.
I don't know shit, but that's true. That's all I know about the world.
I'm just saying, give Disney Channel movies from the '90s a shot. Cadet Kelly, another banger. My mom's
Cadet
gone
Kelly?
Yeah, Cadet Kelly was great. Are you kidding me?
Was that the one? Oh, wait.
Luck of
wait,
the Irish?
I was thinking of a different movie, but that one's pretty good.
Cadet Kelly's dope.
Yeah. Because it has this whole repelling scene at the end where she actually has to apply knowledge that she learned. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. And I learned military time very soon. Because they were like, meet at 1700 hours. And she's like, there's not 17 on a clock. And they're like, bitch.
That's what they say to them. Bitch. You don't knock that shit off. Okay, two more I want to mention.
All right.
My mom's going on a date with a vampire.
No.
It's really fucking cool.
Wasn't good.
Oh, fuck you.
There's garlic on this bread? Shut the fuck up.
Oh, wait, no, I got two more. Okay.
Oh, no.
So.
Oh, you hated that? You'll hate this.
So they're all date related, except for the last one.
Okay.
My date with the president's daughter. It's charming as shit.
I wasn't hurt by that one.
It was charming.
I saw it.
There's a movie with Sinbad that's really cool, where he plays like a bodyguard to the president's son, and then he gets like shot at the end. Do you remember that one? No. That actually happened. I forget if it was Sinbad or not, but there's a movie where it's like this guy, comedian, plays the bodyguard to this kid who's the president's son. And then I don't know why. It's like an assassination attempt or something on the president's son's life. But like, I remember the movie ends with like this actor bodyguard getting shot and ending up in the hospital, and that's how the movie ends.
I'm going to remind you that my life was not about filmmaking until I was I want to say 18 because that's when I started college, but honestly, not until I was like 19 or
So you're not
20.
fucking with any of these
Like,
movies.
I literally did not give a single shit about the existence of movies. Like, from when I was about 6 till I was about 12. Like,
Okay.
I really didn't care, and I couldn't read very well, and like just not cultured. I don't know anything.
Just a bag of rocks in the corner.
Yeah, really, really, dude. I watched Homeward Bound. Have you seen that?
Homeward Bound is tight.
I watched that movie probably 50 times in my childhood.
Wow, not that tight.
Probably made me really sad as a human.
I'd imagine so. It's a depressing movie.
Probably affected a lot of my life because most of what I remember of that movie is the scene where the golden retriever says, "Go on without me, bud. I'm old and should be dead anyway." And he's like, "I'm not leaving you here in this ditch." And he like barks at him and is like aggressive about "let me die."
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like, wow, what a scene. And then he just leaves that dog there to die.
Wow, what a scene.
Wow, what a scene.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
God.
Like 8 years. I also watched a lot of Animal Planet. Shout out to Bindi Irwin. I
Okay.
follow you on Twitter,
Hell
and
yeah.
you make my life better because you're so full of joy in your own life, and your existence like is not we're not worthy. It's so awesome that like so many people exist for the lives of animals and all that different stuff. But I was such a fan of Steve Irwin when I was a kid. I loved all the Animal Countdown videos.
Oh, I like those too.
The
Those
Most
are fun.
Extreme was like my favorite
Most
one.
Extreme.
The Most Extreme.
Wasn't it? Was it Animal Planet or History had that one where they would like do like the digital recreations of what would happen?
If two animals fought?
No, that one. But then also there was like one where it's like, if a snake bit you, it would like course through your veins, and like they had like this T-pose thing, and it's just like this like animated green dude, and you would just like die in like all these different ways.
It was the Most Extreme.
The Most Extreme.
Everything about
Yeah.
the Most Extreme is green.
Yeah,
that
okay.
wasn't a shot of the actual animals.
I do remember that.
That's when I
like that
first
a
learned
lot.
about Tasmanian devils. And
Did
like,
you?
those
Were
are
you
the coolest animals?
Were you amazed when they were an actual animal?
Yes, I was so happy.
It's like,
oh
what?
my gosh! Like I was so excited when I found out that was a real thing,
Yeah.
and that they're just like. They were named that because everyone was like, "This fucking animal is such an asshole."
little
Like,
motherfuckers are
we're
devils.
gonna name it after the creation of evil. Like, holy
Tasmanian
shit.
devils. I love it. I remember I found out. I was like, oh no, they're real.
These annoying bastards are so loud. They're like demons.
But okay, hell yeah. All right, I mess with that. Those
Yeah.
are quality content things.
But that was all. That was it.
You watch
know?
Discovery Kids?
Nope.
Discovery Kids has some bangers too.
No, I just watched I watched. I got weird into like survival stuff after a while. I used to watch that way too much, like for a 15-year-old, you know,
Okay, all right, that's tight.
who wasn't like in scouts or something. Like I was just really excited by the idea of people like not being able to eat for 30 days and stuck in the middle of a forest. It was cool.
Shit got me hyped.
Yeah, man. I was like, man, imagine if I wasn't in 5th grade right now.
Imagine. All right,
I could go do that.
I need to share a wrestling thing real quick.
All right,
you
all right.
said a 5th grade thing. So this is
Go ahead.
old news to any wrestling
DJ,
people.
the wrestling expert.
The expert, the wrestling aficionado.
Everyone should know right now, DJ is the smartest person about wrestling.
I know. I've had a lot of experience.
And that's not foreshadowing anything that I had to say later.
I
So
t-
go ahead.
I took a brief break from like 14 to maybe 18. But like from like the ages of before I could even remember.
The
like,
womb.
The womb, essentially. I remember being like 2 and watching wrestling.
He had a twin brother.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
And then I body slammed him through a table in the womb. I was like, I'm winning this championship, buddy.
Grab this appendix.
Oh my God. That was like the doctor when they were doing like little sonogram things.
Whoa, get him!
But he's spinning the other child in the womb. Oh my God. This man has a family.
Everyone's just gathered around the like ultrasound or whatever, and then your mom's just like, "Can I go
Can
now?"
I go?
And
This
like,
is
hold
insane.
up. All right, $5 for the door. $5 for the door.
So
Sorry.
okay, so I watched it from a very young age up until like 14. Fell out of it in high school for a bit, and then I came back to it like in college, and that I just know a lot from that. That's the only reason, because I've been watching for a very long time. So recently at WrestleMania, happened a couple weeks ago. There was this man called Braun Strowman, who's a large man, very large man, 7 feet tall, maybe a little under 7 feet tall, jacked, muscular hillbilly man, beard down to his chest. But he decided he wanted to take on the tag division as a single man, which is insane.
Yeah.
But he does so, and he's like, I want to match at WrestleMania for the tag team championships, and I'll figure out who my partner is later because it won't matter.
All right. That's a plan.
So we're at WrestleMania, right? He's like, all right, it's time to figure it out. You guys want to know who my partner is? Because they've been hyping it up for weeks. And he's like, it's going to be one of you. One of you is going to be my partner. And then he goes out into the crowd and gets the infamous Nicholas, and who's about 11-year-old boy in the 4th grade.
Oh, no.
However old you are in the 4th grade, I don't know how old he is, but he's a small child.
That's 9.
9? Okay.
Yeah.
So 9 years old. He picks him up. He's like, all right, get in here. They win the tag team championships.
Shut up.
He's on Raw the next day and he's like, yo, we got to forfeit the championships. And then Kurt Angle, the GM, is like, why? Why do you have to do that? It's like, well, we can't compete really because Nicholas has a scheduling conflict. And he's like, why? What's the scheduling conflict? He's like, well, he's in the 4th grade. So, like, we can't really, like, travel that much because he's got school during the days and all that. So we're going to have to forfeit. And before Nicholas leaves, he's like, all right, but when I come back, though, I'm going to show everybody these hands. And everyone's going to get these hands. So I'm waiting for another 10 years to see if Nicholas is going to show back up in the WWE because he really should. Nicholas the Man. So now that I've...
Imagine if any other profession. imagine if we, in like 5 years, we just went somewhere to like a playground or something. And
As we
like,
do in 5 years from now.
Child, hold this microphone. And then at the end of it, they were like, you guys wait. In 10 years, I'll be the best fucking filmmaker you've ever seen. Like,
but honestly, though, wrestling will do shit like that.
That's crazy.
They'll long con shit.
Oh, God.
There's stories that have been going on for decades. The Bruno Sammartino, who's a wrestler that just died, one of the first big, huge-time professional wrestlers, held onto his championship for about 8 years. Nearly a decade he was champion.
Whoa.
Shit like that, where it's just like, it's just great. And I love it. I forgot why I brought it up, but I love Nicholas, and I hope he comes back.
Well, shout out to Nicholas.
Shout out to Nicholas.
We all
Bang
believe
bang.
in you, but if you want to blow glass, that's fine too.
If you want.
That's fine
You
too.
tell people to do meth?
What?
Is that a
You don't know what glass blowing is?
I know. It
It's a
sounded like a
form of
drug
making
thing.
Glass things.
Just thought it was a drug thing. We'll make sure we're not telling people to do meth or crystal rock.
No, but if you want to do meth too,
Don't do meth.
Don't do meth.
All right. So now that I've eaten up a majority of the podcast, do you have a topic that you want to get into?
I've got one.
Okay.
That needs to be said.
That needs to be said
on this podcast at this time.
Okay.
Everyone should know this.
Okay.
That DJ didn't know.
Oh shit! Is this one I'm not gonna like?
Yeah, you didn't. He didn't know.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Fuck off! What's about to happen to me is treason and bad. Continue. Go ahead. Shame me. Publicly shame me on our podcast. Go ahead. Do it.
It's so hard to explain.
Do it.
Oh god. So there's been this meme that's been going around. And
yeah.
If one person could actually have the origin story of being a meme that jumped out into human form to spread more memes, it might be DJ. Because he's just always aware of what memes are going on when, where they came from, where they were used first, all this stuff.
I like knowing where I like knowing where they're from.
We could probably go up to DJ on any random day and be like, what's that meme with that kid that like eats a flower or something like that?
Uh-huh.
Figure something out.
I'll figure something out.
But one of the big memes that's been going around my household is saying, you didn't know? And that's like, you'll say that to like literally anything and it just makes them angry. That's most of what I understand from
And I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty great because like it's just someone trying to be genuinely happy about something. Like, dude, I found out today that Chick-fil-A sells French fries, and you're just like, oh, you didn't know? Yeah. And I don't know why, but it's so good.
Oh, you didn't know?
Oh, you didn't know?
Like, it's like such an asshole thing to say.
Yeah. So DJ uses that. DJ used that in my house like 4 or 5 times, and then it was brought up that the origin story of this meme is actually wrestling.
Well, okay, so how this was revealed to me is like, oh, you didn't know, right? It's like, oh, you didn't know? It's like a funny thing. But then Cade, who we're all here at some point in the future, who was like the person that brought the meme to my attention, was like, oh yeah, and then there's this other part to it that's like, then you're asked to tell somebody. And I lost my mind because I didn't know. that it
DJ
was
didn't know, guys.
from Road Dogg's entrance for like the New Age Outlaws, I think, from D Generation X. Which the thing that fucked me up is that like it's the same word, but he says it so differently in such a specific way that I didn't even think that it could have been it.
I'm so lost on the fact that the one thing to probably fucking remember after seeing that intro is where the fuck that intro came from.
Oh, you didn't know?
Oh, you didn't know?
Yes, better tell somebody. I love Road Dogg so much.
So that was really all I had, was because it's just so amazing.
All you had was to put me on blast.
It's so amazing because DJ didn't know that the joke that DJ that you don't know, like, that's the best part. It went full fucking circle. DJ didn't know. He didn't
Piece
know.
Of shit.
DJ doesn't know, guys.
You damn son of a bitch.
So, I recently got a Samsung phone.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You recently got the Google phone.
Yeah, love it.
We both had iPhones before that.
Yeah.
It's an adjustment period.
Didn't like it.
I used to have an Android phone, and I remember when the little emojis were little aliens or robot. Like,
oh, yeah.
It was like an Android, so it was a little robot dude, right?
Yeah.
Those were cute.
Yeah.
And it had these little, like, robot-y eyes, and that was fine.
Mm-hmm.
They kept the eyes when they switched back from robot emojis to face emojis. So every, like, Samsung emoji, their eyes are, like, black pits. Like, they really are a little creepy when you look at it.
They've got nothing left to live for.
Yeah, like, even the smiling ones are, like... like, they're just like, they don't look super
like
happy.
They're a little nervous, a little scared.
Yeah, man, they're like, and the one without a mouth, like, I'm showing this one to DJ real quick.
Oh yeah, that's
looks
no good.
Trapped.
That's no good. That's what
scared.
horror looks like.
All of them look a little bit scared, added to whatever emotion they're giving right now. And I just wanted to let everyone who's still on the iPhone train to know what they're missing out on.
Yeah, you don't need to be there anymore.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
Yeah,
it's no good.
Yeah, and
I don't
iTunes
know. It's fine.
do
I
good.
just couldn't get with it anymore. I got sick of Apple trying to mess with me, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's convenient, and like there are a lot of things that Apple does very well, mainly like their user interface, but the way that their business model is right now, I'm not super into it. So I'm just kind of like, all right, you guys do you. I'm just
Yeah. I also feel like my phone does more work to make it easier for, like, users.
Yeah.
And I feel like iPhone made it easier to, like, work with other iPhone things.
Yeah.
They made it more, like, things were getting more complicated as they got easier for people with, like, Apple Watches and stuff like that. And it's like, I'd rather just have a phone that does everything already.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
But it's whatever. Just wanted to bring up soulless eye emojis.
Hell yeah.
Can't miss them.
They've got
so
nothing
great.
left to live for.
They're the best. I love them. And it makes all the creepy ones so much creepier. Like the clown one on mine, absolutely goddamn terrifying. Oh man.
I love the clown one.
I love just sending that as like a confirmation. I told you for a while I was experimenting with new ones because I always do the thumbs up emoji.
Right.
So I wanted to broaden my horizons on the emoji front.
Diversify your portfolio.
Yeah, I really wanted to advance my skill set, but whatever. And so I started sending the clown one, just like, hey, we still meeting for that meeting tomorrow? And you'd be like, yes, we are. And I'd be like, all right, smiling clown. Like, it's so unnecessary.
Just text back, ew.
Yeah. Gross.
No, don't ever do that again.
Oh, man. Also, did you know that they're selling magic carpets outside of your apartment?
What?
I'm so tempted to make a bad life choice because there's a big sign. Okay, at the 35, I don't really know
I-35.
It could be I-35. It could be another street. Who knows? You
Who
don't
knows?
get to know. But there's a street somewhere that's close to your street where there's this guy with a truck, and outside of the truck are all these, carpets. They're like rugs. And, like, one of them has a skull on them. Some of them have triangles on them. They're pretty, like, regular rugs, but there's a giant sign next to it that says magic carpets, and I'm like, all right, what kind of magic are we talking about though? Because at some point there is like a risk versus reward threshold that you go through.
Like you're about to start some weird 80s movie with this right now.
Could this carpet become sentient and do my bidding? Just want to know that right off the bat. Like,
if we're not getting into that, then I don't care.
Yeah, if it's, And it's just, it's like, I know better than to pull over. I know better, but God damn it, you put the word magic on a big sign, and I gotta believe you. You know.
All right.
And you gotta know that magic carpet means something else now, right? Like they've got to be aware that you can't just put like, it's magic how covered up your floor will be.
Also, even if it doesn't, what does that entail?
What?
Yeah.
What's magic about a fucking carpet?
Where's the magic at in this carpet?
God damn it.
I don't want to bring this up because it might paint me as a bad person.
Oh, go ahead, please.
But I'll see how it goes. I'll see if I want to cut it out.
Okay.
But so Tyler has been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts recently, and we got to the Aladdin section of the game. And we were doing this bit about like if Aladdin was just a terrible person, or it's just like, first of all, I want this man murdered. That's my first wish. Second of all, I wish that you were never free. Ever.
What?
That no wish can negate that at all.
Oh my God.
And my third wish is I want you to do like some weird thing or something. Not sexual. Stop it. That's enough.
I didn't say shit.
The second wish was that you can't ever be free, and the third wish is I wish that there was never any wish in the future that could negate that. So he spends 2 of his 3 wishes to make this genie's life miserable.
Like he gains nothing. He gains like a man is dead and that this genie is never free.
What?
The wish.
Gosh. Honestly,
it's just so sad.
I almost want to make a little segment at the end where we talk about what we've been looking at our laptops the whole time, because I have my laptop open the whole time and I do nothing productive for this podcast with it.
Yeah.
But it has to be here because
It feels that's just how it has to be.
Yeah. The first time we were looking at like just calming things to get past the terrible anxiety of this and everything. But now I'm just looking at anime characters every time, and I feel like it'd be cool to just let people know like what I'm looking at. Like,
I like
you
that
know,
game.
a little closer for for the end of the podcast or something.
I've just been like messing around on this YouTube front page looking at the Meg, which I'm very excited for. It's short for the Megalodon. And it's an underwater movie about. It's great.
Listen, man, as being someone who was raised on Animal Planet, let me tell you right now, I've seen a lot of research about the Megalodon, and I am nonplussed with most of it.
Terrifying.
It's also fake.
Fuck you.
It's so not a real thing. Like, it may have existed, but also that science is dodgy. Like, it's not.
You're dodgy.
Whatever. So
I'm not that invested in the
that was my
Megalodon.
Dude, let me just tell you right now. Like, it's all cool and everything that they're like looking into it, but the actual severity of ever being scared about this thing is it's so not a thing that existed. It's so not a problem. It's so like. I've seen so many like scientists just getting so frustrated with camera crews showing up and asking them about this fucking megalodon, because they're like, I really do study sharks, and sharks are pretty fucking cool without having to be this stupidly Hollywooded, you know?
Well, I do know, but I'm gonna choose to live in a world of fun and magic
with Megalodon.
Where the Megalodon existed. It might still exist in this movie called The Meg. And I'm going to have a good time. Allie, do you have anything else to say other than this horse bullshit that you're spewing at me right now?
Let me see.
Straight garbage to say the Megalodon didn't exist.
You can go to aquariums and find the giant jawbones.
See? There you go.
Here's something that we brought up earlier that I think is an interesting life lesson from me and DJ, because we both agree on it. But not particularly. I just think it'd be fun to talk about. We said it. I think you said it earlier. If you think I'm gonna be a bad person, then I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
That's such an amazing way to live life. Like, if you keep,
I don't know if I'd say amazing.
it's so awesome. Because it's like, if everybody's already going to treat me like I do bad things, just do the bad things, dudes.
Yeah.
You already have to deal with the consequences.
If it's something that you want to do anyway, I'd say go for it.
Yeah, but
Which
also fess up to your shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say that might be incredibly dangerous advice we're giving about that. But then again, who's listening? So
right. Hello, Void.
Rose Nesbitt, I hope you find our way back to us.
Oh man, God bless you.
Well, anyway, It's been a tight podcast.
It's been fun.
Yeah,
I like this one.
A lot of good times.
Oh, by the way, I've been looking at Bakugo all this time. Bakugo from My Hero Academia, which is an anime that's coming out. That's out right now on its second season, and Bakugo is the best villain that's ever been written because he has 1 point, and that's don't help me because I'm too good for that. And it's amazing.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really disappointed because I thought you said Bakugan for a second, and I was very excited about that.
Nope.
You asked me last week not to end it with train sounds. I definitely did end it with train sounds.
Can you end it with the sound of someone stirring beans?
I'm gonna put in something a little more fun. We'll see. Let's see what I want to do.
Stirring beans somewhere in this podcast. Don't tell me where, but just put it somewhere in the damn podcast.
Okay. All right. And the only payoff is gonna be right now, so you have to get to the end of the podcast to understand the bit.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, bye.
Bye. Have a good week or whatever.